Hello again, welcome back to Asgard, and welcome back to Craft of the Titans. So, I do apologize that there was not a video on Thursday. The update came out, and I was actually testing it with our current save because it did suggest to make a new world, pretty adamantly, might I add. However, after a bit of testing, I have noticed, even away from the base, we do get a little bit of lag occasionally. After the update. However, aside from that and just some small, I guess, oddities, I know journey map loads a bit slower and stuff like that, but for the most part, it's fairly stable. I also had to clean up some quests. Right here, the one, is it? No, it's not that one. It's this one right here, the Earth Shall Fight Back. It was flagging those as done. Even though we've never killed the Earth Titan before, so I had to fix some of the quests like that, just little things, but for the most part, it's, you know, it's fairly good, so that's why there wasn't a video out on Thursday, so I do apologize about that, and I know this video is probably coming out a little bit late. It was just back into the week kind of stuff. Now there is a speed build video that is nearly done, and I'll give you a quick peek at what we were working on. I will say that the FPS is going to bomb. So just a heads up, this place is very laggy. Now I will say that since the update, it added in, first up, Mine Factory Reloaded. I know a lot of people like that mod. I'm not super crazy about it. It simplifies things a little bit. For a lot of setups, but we will use it. Also, it added thermal dynamics, which, honestly, with this, I was thinking about using thermal dynamics because thermal dynamics can pull out of the cloches. However, I decided that I like the way this looked, even though it's super laggy. I like the way that it looked, so I went with it anyways. This tower, after this, we're pretty well done in this tower. And the FPS only really bombs whenever you get right up on this tower. So I was like, well, we'll do this and it'll be okay. So, anyways, what we've got here, it's basically a system that pulls from the cloches, kind of like what we set up before. And this is, I don't have all the seeds right now, all the essence seeds from Mystical Agriculture, but I have quite a big chunk of them. I think we're missing around 20 of them. At the moment, but basically all the conveyors pull out. We have some conveyors here that aren't set up with anything just yet, but everything comes over here, comes through, dropping conveyor belts, drops down. God, the lag is just terrible. And then it comes over here, it drops down again and goes up underneath the floor, and there you go. There's all the essence stuff coming in, all the seeds, all the essences, and then it's stored down here. So it is a bit of a lag machine, to say the least. So anyways, but that's all this tower is going to be. I think the bottom, I was originally planning on putting more cloches down here, but I think we've done enough. And honestly, let's see, yeah, we have like 1,300 of each of these essences already. Honestly, 2 of every cloche, or every essence crop, is probably enough. I don't want to kill this tower any more than I already have. But it is very effective. It does produce a lot of resources. That's only been running for about 15 or 20 minutes or something like that, and it's already produced 13,000 or 1,300 of like every crop. So pretty effective, to say the least. But it's my lag factory is what it is. Honestly, if I use the piping from Thermal Dynamics, it wouldn't be nearly as laggy, because I could make those opaque and it would cut down on the lag a lot. I might eventually do that, but I wanted to play with conveyor belts, and you can see what happened there. Because the cloches just make crops so fast that it does produce a bit of lag. Now today, the first thing that we're going to be working on is going to be Ars Magica. Okay? That's going to be the primary goal for this episode because we've put it off for a while, and I would like to finish this out as well as do some of the bosses from Ars Magica. And I think the first thing that we're going to go for is going to be, of course, the crafting altar. Now, for this, they want us to get 5 sunstone blocks. That's actually the top tier capstone. If we take a look here, you can see the different tiers, sunstone being the highest capstone. And then for the primary structure, they're wanting us to get witchwood, but we are actually going to be going with purple blocks. We're just going to get witchwood to turn in the quest, and then we'll update it. So, first up, sunstone. I think, yeah, we've got enough of that. Okay. Actually, we only needed 5, didn't we? So there's that. We're going to need 32 witchwood planks and 12 witchwood stairs. So let's go ahead and get this stuff together. Actually, get a bit more of that. Now, how many did I say? I'm terrible about remembering. 12 and 32. Okay. So, 2 crafts of that. That's fine. And then we'll get our 32 witchwood. Okay, now next up, they want us to get a crafting altar and a lectern. And then 6 magic walls and a lever. Okay. So the lever, not a problem. The magic walls, did I say 6 of them, I think? Okay, I'm going to need a little bit more of those. Which is fine. And then the lectern. If I recall, these are really, really easy to craft. Yeah, planks and wood. I'm going to have to get some planks. There we go, lectern. And then we just need our crafting altar, and that quest will be completed. This just requires Ventium, so. Woo. Okay. So, quest is completed. We get 2 artifact loot bags, and then a red infinity orb. Alright. There we go, red skill point. And let's go ahead and actually manually open these. We've got Gravity Slam. And then we've also got Stop Raining. Cool. Don't really care to have either one of those on me. Alright, so like I said, I want to go with the purple blocks though. So what we're going to need is we're going to need 16 purple block stairs, and we're going to need, it's standard purple blocks. So for this, End Essence, which we actually do not have End Essence yet, but I can get Popped Chorus Fruit. That's fine. So, Chorus, let's get like a stack of this. We'll just throw it in here to get smelted real quick. And our purple blocks. We'll get a stack of those. And we'll get a couple crafts of that. We'll go ahead and throw the witchwood back. I don't want that. Okay, so now we can make the top tier crafting altar. What's the next quest anyways? Making an obelisk, which we've already done. Celestial Prism, Crystal Wrench, and Black Arm. Okay. Well, anyways, let's go ahead and pop on over, and we're going to set this up real quick. And by the way, the most recent... We have a lazy chunk right here, which is actually like right where I want to put all this stuff. It's like, nah, we're gonna do this to you. And actually, I'm gonna have to relog because my obelisk and stuff is over there, or not my Oculus, not my obelisk. Okay, that's fixed. By the way, I went ahead and all this stuff on this tab is unlocked now. The Mage Band 2 lets us get more allies. Mana Regen Boost 3. We've got Augmented Casting and Extra Summons. I just went ahead and unlocked all of that. Because we had the points and we might as well. Alright, so let's set this thing up. And to do so, we can look at the crafting altar under Structures. And basically this is what we need to build. And what we can do, this bottom layers can be purple with sunstone in a 5x5 structure. I think, let's see. This floor will actually have an elevator going down, so I can't put it directly in the center. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it like right over here. I think would be good. So what we'll do, we'll go ahead and pull up, let's see. that would be the center block. And we'll go ahead and just carve out a little 5x5 here. And just lay this out like so. And then sunstone goes in the center. Okay. And then next up, we're going to need, basically in the center of that, we're going to need the purple blocks and then the magic walls. They come up 2. And there's going to be a lectern and a lever. So we'll do purple blocks here, 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 and then just magical walls, just like that. Our lectern, I think these can be on the same side, right? Yeah, they can actually be right on top of each other. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. Actually, it may have to be on top of each other. I can't recall, but we're going to do that. And then the next level, yeah, we're going to need a few more of those. 32 was not enough to make this. I've actually got a thing right here. Okay, just grab those. And we'll come up. I can't remember, above the magic walls, is it... Okay, it's more magic walls. So just like that. And then our steps. It's honestly been a while since I've done Ars Magica, because there was such a long period where it just, it wasn't around. And I'm a little bit rusty on these structures and stuff. Okay, so just like that, and then on the top we are going to do purple stairs, stairs, ugh. Purple, like that. Then we're going to have stairs going in, and then in the center we're going to have blocks just like that, and then our sunstone caps. Oh, it's actually 6 sunstone caps, isn't it? Oh, no, wait. Sorry, it's not a... I don't know what I was thinking. It's the crafting altar that goes at the top here. And we'll put that right there. And there we go. That is our crafting altar. Okay, so now we are able to create our first spells. And to do that, first up, we're going to have to go to the Oculus. We're going to have to unlock some stuff. So I think we are going... Basically, the tabs, it's like... let's see, this one's like offensive, this one's defensive, and this one is like debuffs or something. Can't recall. I think that's... yeah, it's like miscellaneous stuff, digging and lights and all that stuff. Okay, so I think we're going to go ahead and go more... at least right now. Honestly, we have enough blue points at this point that we could probably unlock like most everything. But we're going to go ahead and get projectile. And then bounce, physical damage, or gravity. Let's go with physical damage. And I'll tell you what, we'll go ahead and unlock bounce and gravity as well. Fire damage sounds good. Magic damage sounds good. Ignition, lightning damage, we'll go ahead and grab that one. Blind, thunderstorm. That one actually requires a red point as well. Frost damage, we'll take that. Drown, we'll take that. Let's see. AoE, yeah, we're going to take that. Beam, we're going to take that. Damage, yeah, we'll grab that one. We'll use our last red point. I want ignition. Forge, we don't really need that right now. I will take contingency fire. Freeze. Astral distortion. Watery grave, I think is drowning. I'm not too worried about that. Or no, that's drown, but watery grave, I can't recall, but I also want to go ahead and take like touch. Let's see, we'll go ahead and grab a bunch of the stuff that's blue. Wizard's Autumn, Light, Feather Touch, Place Block. Basically, I'm just grabbing a bunch of these right now, so that we've got them unlocked. Plow Plant. Okay. And then we'll go ahead and take Self, Leap, Regeneration, which is actually really useful. Slow Fall, Haste, Slow, Swift Swim, Heal. That's instant healing, which is really, really nice as well. It seems to be pretty much all the blue stuff. Oh, Flight is actually disabled in this pack. Interesting. Let's go ahead and take Watery Grave, Knockback, Fling. Just going to go ahead and grab like all the offensive stuff, I think. Blind. Okay. So, we've unlocked a whole bunch of stuff. Basically, most of it is red and green. I think all of it is red and green at this point. Okay, so next up what we're going to need is we're going to need a writable book. And let me pop over here. Let me throw some of this stuff back in here. Oh yeah, I forget that this thing doesn't have a crafting grid built into it. Okay, let's head over here, because we're going to need some booking wheels. So, and I pretty much used all of mine that I had for making enchants, so. Alright. Booking wheel, please. Let me, we'll go ahead and get like 3 of these, I think. And then we're also going to want some blank runes, which are just cobblestone like that. We'll go ahead and get a few of those. And let's go make ourselves our first spells. Which it has been a little while since I've done Ars Magica. It's actually been a couple years, I think, since I've done Ars Magica, so this will be fun. We're going to go ahead and put our book into here. Unfinished spell recipe. And then we're going to need to pick out a way that the spell travels, right? Do we want to cast it on ourselves? Do we want to cast it on touch, a projectile, a contingency spell, which we're not going to get into those, I don't think, right now. Binding, beam, AoE. I think for this spell, let's start with a beam spell. I actually quite like beam spells. And we could do more here. We could have a beam AoE or, whatever. Okay, and I think we're going to go with a frost spell. We'll go with frost damage. We're going to put that right there. And then let's also take freeze. And then we are going to want... let's take the damage modifier. We're going to do frost damage, freeze, damage, damage, damage. So we'll go ahead and call that ice beam. Oh, why did it not... Okay, there we go. It updated. Now, we do have a quest here, right, to make an obelisk, so we're going to go ahead and make that. We've made some in the past, but... oh, I don't need to go to that. I need to go over here, because we have a lot of stuff to get. Okay, so our obelisk, there's that. And we'll go ahead and turn this quest in. There we go. And then the last quest here, they want us to create a lightning bolt spell. And I'm going to go ahead and turn that in. We're not going to make a lightning bolt spell. We're going to do something, because we're already, that's like pretty early game spell. Blue infinity orb, green, red. We'll go ahead and claim that. Alright, so let's start getting our pieces together for this. And we've completed this section. I mean, that's pretty much everything for, basic spell creation and whatnot. I wish it would quit, not loading chunks. It's driving me insane. Oh my gosh, really? Okay, let me relog real quick. And you would think that it not loading chunks might be tied to my lag factory over there. However, it was actually doing that prior. After the most recent update, it was doing it a lot. It would happen occasionally before, but it was doing it a lot after that. Okay, so... And this is actually a fairly basic spell, honestly. We'll get into better stuff, but we don't have some of the higher end stuff unlocked yet. Things like Storm and Zone. Zone is really, really cool. So we'll get into all that stuff a bit later on. Okay, so we're going to first want a standard focus. This takes a lesser focus, very easy to craft, and then just a bit of redstone. I'm going to throw some of this stuff into there, like that crystal wrench, I have one on me, stuff like that. And I'm going to go ahead and put up that booking quill for right now, because we actually are going to need a lot of stuff on us for making this spell. Okay, so next up, we are going to want 3 blue topaz. We have tons of that stuff. Purified ventium dust. This stuff is made with arcane ash, ventium dust, desert nova, and Sarah blossom, which we've got all that stuff. Then we're going to want an alm, and then 2 blue runes. We got 1 blue rune already, and we'll go ahead and get another real quick. Okay, and then we're going to want a snowball and some snow. There's those 2. And then 3 ender essence, 3 iron swords. And ender essence, we can make that in the essence refiner. It requires arcane ash, 2 eyes of ender, 2 ender pearls. So let me order... we're going to need 6 of these, right? Okay, it says I'm missing blaze rods. Not actually missing blaze rods. I can make them just like this. We'll go ahead and get like a stack of those. And our eyes of ender. Okay, so where did I put... I think my essence refiner is downstairs, isn't it? I want to say it's down here. Okay, I tell you what, I'm just going to make a new one. That's fine. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and put this down right here, and then we're going to put the obelisk down, like right there, I think. I need to get, tell you what, I'm just going to get an ender chest, actually, and just connect it up. And I think it's purple maybe? For the Ventium line, I think that's the color that I used. Tell you what, I've got one in the basement of this building. I'll just go check it. Yeah, it looks like purple, I think. Okay. We'll set that right there. Let's go ahead. There we go, Ventium. And then I'm going to want 1 conduit as well. And we'll say that you can insert, you can extract. Okay, so that's up and running. Let's go ahead and grab our crystal wrench. Okay, and we'll just, oops, go ahead and break off that connection. We'll connect it to the essence refiner and to the crafting altar, so it can provide both of those with power. Okay, so now what we need to do is put in our eyes of ender, our arcane ash, our ender pearls, and that's going to start running, and that will create us our ender essence. Okay, so now what else do we need? We need 3 iron swords, 3 potions of harming, and a spell parchment. Right, so first up the spell parchment, and then we'll get our iron swords. 1, 2, 3. And then the potions of harming. I don't know. Yeah, I don't have any of those. So we are going to have to make those. I think just the tier 1 will be fine. It's fermented spider eyes. And it has to be ran through either potions of healing, potions of poison, or other potions of poison. Okay. Well, let's get... actually, I just need one of these. And we'll just use potions of healing. Can I use this potion of healing? So, well, we're going to try it, and we'll see what happens. Because, I don't know, this just says potion of harming. It gave us Potion of Harming, instant damage too. Maybe that'll work. We're going to try it. Fingers crossed that it does. Okay, so we've got everything that we need. And then what we need to do is just put our book on the lectern. And then we're going to want to throw our blank rune into there. And so first up it's going to tell you what it wants. So it wants a standard focus. Next up it wants a blue topaz. Looks like all three of them. Okay, next up... Oh, nope, it just wanted two of them. Next up it wants the purified ventium. Then the Now it's getting essence right now. There we go. Next up, blue rune, snowball, blue topaz, blue rune, snow. That's our ender essence, which we should have all of that. And then an iron sword, or a potion of harming. Oh, it does want a tier 1. Drives me insane. Okay. Let me pop back over there real quick, and we're going to make those. I think our spell should still be okay when we get back over there, assuming that it loads the chunk and doesn't mess up. That's the only major concern that I have at this moment. Okay, Potion of Healing, that's Glistening Melon. With Awkward Potion, that's Water Bottles. Nether Wart. Okay. Okay, it saved our progress. There's your potion. Now it wants another Ender Essence, another Iron Sword, another potion, one more Ender Essence, one more sword, one more potion, and then lastly, that Spell Parchment. And there we go. We got our unnamed spell. Let's go ahead and Ice Beam, and we are going to give it... We'll go with this. Okay. Very, very basic spell. And now if we hold this, it casts an Ice Beam. So, it's like 16 mana per second. So not terribly expensive, but it does, you know, it's something you have to hold, basically. So, if I channel it, look at that. It's kind of a single target thing. It would be for bosses or something of that nature. But not something that's going to run through all my mana, like, super fast. It actually does fairly decent damage. Now, I will say we'll get a lot better spells, but the thing is, I need access to things like Zone and whatnot, which means I need more Infinity Orbs and so on. And generally, I know in the past, I've used these, like the beam spells, because they actually tend to give fairly decent XP when you use these. But the nice thing is this, I mean, look how slow this guy's going. Like, he can barely get around right now. Like, super slow. And that's one thing I like about the ice spells. And having this one, you can bind down a group of guys pretty good. Now, we could have done maybe like an AoE as well, but honestly, what I really want is Zone and Storm. Those are the two that I really like to add to this spell, but we don't have access to those just yet. Okay. Alright, now next up, let's take a look at the quests that they've added with this most recent update. I will say this most recent update was tempting for me to want to start a new world, honestly, in some ways, because of the fact that it's totally changed up progression. Now, whenever you go through this, you actually would need to complete like this boss here. You would have to complete that before you go on to, I think, expanding thermally. And some of these tabs, basically you have to kill certain titans to unlock those tabs in a fresh world, which is really, really cool. But we're going to go ahead and start basically working through some of these quests here. First up, they want us to get 8 redstone inlays, oak boat, and a water bucket. I'll tell you what, let me add our Ice Beam spell to that. There we go. And actually, I just noticed something. I think our Ice Beam does more damage than Fire Flash does, but Fire Flash is more mana. Let's try this out real quick. This zombie. Oh, yeah. See, our ice beam does a bit more damage. And that fire flash spell is actually like 130 something mana. 136. Ice beam is 16 and it does more damage. Plus it slows them down and all that stuff, which is nice. That's one thing I like about the beam spells. They tend to come out actually fairly cheap in comparison to other things, especially considering you can just sit there and hold it, which is nice too. And then you couple it with like AoE or zone or something like that. You cast the beam, cause the damage right there around the mob that you're hitting. It's really, really good. So let's get our redstone inlay. I think it was 8 of those. And then we also need a boat. We're going to grab an oak boat. And then we also need a bucket of water. Let me just grab my bucket back out of here, since we got that spell made. And they're going to give us the Make It Rain spell, so that we can actually cause it to rain. And then for beating the boss, which we've already done that, we're going to get an artifact loot bag and 3 legendary loot bags. Okay, so artifact, when I am going to open this one, we have an affinity tome for lightning. Okay. Alright, so we'll just dump all that into there. And the Make It Rain spell, I am going to hold on to that. Does it require... Basically, we can cast it. And, well, it can't rain here. Almost forgot about that. Yeah. So it's raining right now. Awesome. And then if we wanted to... Okay, stop raining actually requires... I thought it required a reagent, but making it rain doesn't require any kind of reagent. It's just arcane essence. Nothing too crazy, but... it does require a reagent to stop the rain. Alright, so the water titan, we've done that. No big deal. Okay, so moving on, though. Oh, we can't get the earth titan quest yet. We can get the grease lightning quest. Tell you what, we're going to go ahead and go for the lightning guardian. Because the nice thing is these guardians, it's been altered so that some of these guardians actually drop like uncommon runes, which would be useful, you know, in of itself. And then they also drop orbs that we can use to expand our magic and stuff. We are going to need that. So basically for this quest, we just need 2 iron bars. Turn that in. They're going to give us 8 gold inlays and a mana battery, which is what we need to summon the boss. Alright, so this guy right here, the Lightning Titan, has caught wind of your recent power accumulation. He has grown hungry for your vast amounts of redstone flux and must be destroyed, lest you lose your power production to his grasp. Basically, he's coveting our power production right now. So, we have to take him out. Let's go ahead and do that, because we unlock that due to, you know, doing this whole quest line here for the generators. Okay, so let's go... we'll just go right over here, I think, to summon him. Maybe on top of this mountain right here. This will be good. So basically what we have to do is do a gold inlay. It goes around just like that. Put a mana battery in the middle of it, and then iron bars on top of it. And it has to be raining, and then that has to get struck by lightning, basically. Which I don't know if it'll work since the snow is right there. And I can't remember if the mana battery needs to be down 1. Tell you what, I could just summon him right over here. This will be as good a place as any, honestly. Yeah, we're going to do that. Let's put our gold inlays down. Like that. Mana battery. We're going to try it on top and see. Okay, I just double checked, and it is on top of... Like, it is set up like this. So the mana battery is actually... it goes up above the gold inlays. So it just takes it a while. Seems like. Okay, I give up on this thing. It will not summon. For whatever reason, it will not summon. So, I've been waiting on it and trying it in different places. Nothing seems to work. I don't know if it's bugged in this pack, or... I love flying by that tower. It's like the FPS just goes, no, thanks. I don't know. Because it's supposed to be rainstorm or thunderstorm, it doesn't matter. And I just can't get it to come out. I don't know. So I'll tell you what, instead, then, let's go back to Ars Magica. This quest here, they want us to get 1 golden apple, and they're going to give us a bunch of stuff here. So let's go ahead and grab just one of these. And I was out there just killing mobs and stuff, by the way, a little bit while I was waiting. And this spell is, it's very, very effective. Okay, so we're going to get 16 gold inlays, 4 warding candles, a wizard's chalk, soul vial with a villager, and a black RM. And I'll tell you what, let's go ahead and try to unlock the Earth Shall Fight back, because most of the stuff's really not too bad. First up, they're going to want us to make 16 damage traps. These, just iron sword and stone. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay. Then we'll just convert all these into damage traps, and that quest should be done. This is kind of a pain because none of this stuff stacks. Because I would like to get that guardian killed this episode, since we can't seem to summon the lightning guardian. I would like to at least be able to do at least 1 guardian. Alright, so they're going to give us some turret stuff. Of course, we're not going to use that because we can already summon like super turrets. Next up, they want us to get 8 vector plates. Which I think those actually craft 8 at a time, right? Yes, they do. Okay, so there's that. Certain pressure plates will only activate for certain entities. Dark steel pressure plates only activate if a player steps on them. Oh, blah. Okay, so they're going to give us 4 dark pressure plates and 2 iron doors. Next up, get 8 blocks of iron. They're going to give us 6 spawn iron golems. Okay, so we'll grab like a half stack of those. There we go. And then next up, they want us to get 64 reinforced stone. Okay. And there we go. Oh, we actually have to craft it right now. Okay. That's fine, too. I'm going to have to make more grout. There we go. And give me a stack of those. Okay. There's a half stack of stone. I'm going to try maybe making this in a crafting grid, perhaps. And grout. There's a half stack of that. Or we'll just craft it on our person. And I'm just going to single click these. There we go. 64. Why is this not working? Give me just a second. Let me pull up the command, because I can't recall what it is. And we're just going to complete that quest, I guess, because I can't turn it in for some reason. Okay, so this is quest number 130. Okay, there we go. Completed quest, reinforcements have arrived. And we'll go ahead and take our 32 iron fences and our 16 iron fence poles. Really? There we go. Okay. I don't know if it was going to consume that reinforced stone, so I'm just going to go ahead and toss that. I have no clue. Oh, and then we also have to get spawner. I barely know her. That requires everything has a purpose. This is like all kinds of messed up. Everything has a purpose. Okay, I need to do I'm your #1 fan. Okay, so we need to make a mob fan. For this. And I've actually got some here, because I made these a while back. Okay, yeah, we're going to have to craft one. I made them a while back because I was going to set up a mob farm, and I was prepping some stuff, but then I didn't end up doing it, so. Or at least at that time. What is with this right now? Alright, there we go. And we'll get our mob fan upgrades then. Okay. And what's crazy is this one, I didn't even mess with it. That quest, I mean, I didn't have to uncompleted or anything like that. So I don't know why it's acting up. But I mean, they did suggest that we make a new world for this, because the quest book was all kinds of messed up after I updated. Next up, they want us to get 6 scrap boxes. And for this, we've actually got 66 right here. But maybe we have to manually craft that, which is fine. If we take a look at, say, like gold armor, we put this into here, we'll get scrap boxes, and then again with, not the enchanted one, actually. I'm going to do this one. Oh my gosh, I'm going to have to do this for like every single quest, I'm thinking. This was what, number 709. Okay. There we go, and we get an enchanted book with lifesteal 3 on it. Now we get the spawner, I barely even know her, quest. They want us to make a powered spawner, which I think we should be able to do fairly easy. I don't know. What are we missing? Looks like a Z-Logic and a machine chassis. Machine chassis should be automated. It is. Okay, Z-Logic, we're going to need zombie head, solarium, all that stuff. And solarium. Which we've got solarium essence, so... Is it? Okay, I like that. I've still got to get all the crafters set up for that stuff. But I'm going to try to do that. I'm going to do that off camera. You guys have seen how to set the, we set those up on camera, so. Okay. So now, we should be able to get our powered spawner. There we go. Of course. Of course. Okay, so that is number 133. Okay. And they are going to give us 32 dark fused quartz. Wonderful. Okay. And now next up, the Earth shall fight back. For this, we're going to need 8 iron inlays, 9 obsidian, and 1 emerald. Oh, no, that's the... Oh, my gosh. That's the reward. It says, another titan stands in your way. Your recent blacksmithing of ores and minerals has caught the attention of the Earth Guardian. In order to progress further, you will need to make sure he no longer poses a problem. The Earth Guardian is summoned by placing a 3x3 ring of iron inlays on top of a 3x3 platform of obsidian with chiseled stone brick in the center and 1 ventium torch to each side of the inlay. Throw a chimerite, a blue topaz, and an emerald in that order into the middle of the ring to summon the Earth Guardian. Okay, so we're going to need a chimerite, a blue topaz, and 4 ventium torches. Okay, there's those. Let me throw all this stuff back. Blue topaz. Actually, we have infinity orbs. We'll probably pop those in just a second. I don't know. They're probably coming from loot bags, I can only imagine. Okay, it's just 1 blue, which we're not even really using blue ones at this point. Okay, so there's that quest. Detect, and they're going to give us this stuff. And we actually are going to need that chiseled stone, right? Chiseled stone brick. As well. And it actually consumed my chimerite and my ventium torches. Okay, so let's go set this thing up, and I think we're going to set it up just out here. Honestly, maybe right here. Now, I don't know for sure if we're going to have, around the base, have Ars Magica bosses being summoned. Really just kind of depends on if they like to destroy the ground or not. Because I know some of them will. Like some of them break blocks and stuff, especially like the higher level ones. Then we're also going to need ventium torches, like, I think right like this. And of course I would summon it like right next to like the lag factory. Okay, so it is chimerite, blue topaz, and emerald in that order. So chimerite, blue topaz, emerald. Okay, yeah, that's not working. Maybe these have to be level with that. So we'll create like a 5x5 instead. So chimerite, blue topaz, emerald. There we go. There's our Earth Guardian. Hey, buddy. Oh man, he takes like a whopping 0 damage from that stuff. Oh, but he takes damage from magic, that's for sure. Oh, what's that green bar? I don't know how he's getting healed. It keeps popping up like green numbers like he's being healed, but he's not. Actually. Unless it's maybe the boulders that he picks up have like a health bar and it... I don't know. I have no actual clue. Yeah. My melee attacks do like nothing on him. So it does seem like we're really going to have to use magic on these Ars Magica bosses, and I'm thinking, as we progress onwards. Because if you recall, the water guardian actually didn't take very much damage from us either. Alright. Did you die already? I guess I could have used Starfall on him. That would have worked too. But you'll notice this spell, the burnout, like doesn't go up on you, like at all. Okay, he dropped 2 common runes, 2 earth essences. We got a blue infinity orb, uncommon loot bag. Oot. Okay. That we just killed him. He does some destructive damage to blocks. Make sure to fight him far from your base. Well, I did not do that. And I do believe that we are A-okay for that. I don't think he's destroyed anything. Okay. Yeah, I'm probably going to have to manually complete that quest. Number 20. Alright, and we'll claim our uncommon rune. There we go. Whoops. Woot, woot, woot. Okay, so that quest is done now. This one I cannot seem to spawn him. I'm going to try a bit more in my test world. I did try for a little bit. I couldn't get him to summon in my test world either. If worse comes to worse, I can summon him with a spawn egg. I'd have to cheat it in, but if I can't get him to spawn in the other way, that may very well be what I have to do. And I think the other titans, the lightning one is right there, the nature one is right here in ore and farm automating, and the rest of them are all right here, like the other 5. Okay, I'll tell you what, since we've got a little bit of time left in the video, we don't really have time to automate the wither this episode. I would like to get a few essence seeds, okay, because we haven't really made any essence seeds, I don't think, for the most part. And iridium is something that I need for that quest right there. Because I'd like to start maybe kind of finishing up some of these quest tabs. One that's fairly easy to do is iridium. Now there's iridium ore essence and iridium essence. I think this is the thermal expansion. Yeah, thermal foundation. However, there's the iridium ore essence. This makes iridium ore. So to make these iridium ore seeds, we need 4 iridium ore. Okay, and then tier 5 crafting seeds, supremium essence. None of that stuff's really that bad. And I think, let's see. Oh, is it not? How do we make iridium? Oh, 9 through the compressor. Okay. Okay, we'll run these through the compressor. And honestly, getting those iridium ore seeds is going to help out a ton. We will have to go into the super laggy area, but... Okay, I am going to need tier 5 crafting seeds. So there's that. And then our iridium ore seeds. Okay, so we're just waiting on the compressor right now. Okay. There we go, and we get our iridium ore seeds. Awesome. Awesome stuff. And I'll tell you what, let me grab some of this mystical fertilizer, because I want to set up the drawers before I actually put in the crops. So then let me get some fertilized dirt. It'll be fine. And what we'll do for right now, we're just going to set up a little spot right here that we can use for putting those seeds in. Because there's actually a couple seeds that I'm going to want. Do I have some kind of a hoe on me by chance? That's the premium hoe. That'll work. We'll take one of those. Plant that. Hit it with that mystical fertilizer. And there we go. Okay. Now I can go configure the drawers. Because there's actually a few. I was going to automate some of the stuff that we need for some of our turn-ins, but there's a couple things that we need before we do that, so I decided would hold out on that for just a little bit longer. And I do apologize about the FPS here. It's horrible. Absolutely horrible. What I want to do is just drop the iridium seeds into there, and then that iridium essence. Okay. Let's see. It looks like these crops come all the way out to here. And let me get just some dirt here. And this is going to make getting our iridium ore so much easier than actually crafting it. Really no reason to bother with that. Okay, so there should be some seeds on their way. It might take a minute. So let me wait on those. And while I'm waiting, I'm going to go ahead and get just a couple upgrades here. Mainly Void. Yeah, I think Void will be okay for now. And then I got to come through and emerald upgrade everything. I've already done a few of them. But I've got to hit all of them with emerald upgrades. God, this FPS is awesome. Okay. Yeah, see, it's already harvested twice now. Alright. So now we have iridium ore growing. And let's get out of that place. It's bad. It's really, really bad. Like I said, I could have used the thermodynamics conduits, but I don't know. I probably will end up using it. I like the way that looks. I don't know. I might just leave it. Because I like going down there and like seeing everything run, but it's like impossible to move around when you're down there. So, yeah, see, we've already gotten 11 iridium essence. This makes iridium ore super easy. And really, these extra seeds, I could run them through the seed reprocessor. Let me go ahead and do that real quick. I'll send those through. I'm not 100% sure if I want to. Like all of our seeds that are coming in, I could run them through the seed reprocessor, get 2 essence. But thing is, then I got to put down a bunch of seed reprocessors. And really, is it really worth it with the speed that we are creating this stuff? I don't know for sure. And while we're waiting for that iridium to build up, let's go ahead and do like this quest right here. We've already made a revolver, So we'll go ahead and get our revolver barrel and our wood grip. Let me actually hold on to that. Because we have a few of these like just random loose quests and things like that I've been meaning to get around to. Treated wood sticks, wood grip, because we're kind of in that point right now where we have time for like little cleanup stuff like this, and then they want us to make the justice pistol. So revolver hammer, and then one more of those wood grips, and there we go, the justice pistol. And they're going to give us some wolf pack cartridges. Awesome. Okay. And then they want us to make the engineer's workbench, which technically, I wonder if I could just pick up the one that we've got. Okay. And they're going to give us blueprints for common projectiles and specialized projectiles. Awesome. And then, how's our iridium coming along? I think we actually have enough now. So fast. So fast. Okay, so it was under... There we go. 6 iridium ore. Thank you. And they're going to give us a test dummy and some armor stands. Then they give us the quest for the angel ring. So let's take a look at this. The angel ring. Sunarium alloy. Yeah, that's actually going to take a little bit more iridium than that. So we're going to hold off on that one for right now. Let's see, this quest line, the extended magazine, they want us to make that. So let's go ahead. There's that. I mean, this quest line is super, super simple. Now they're going to give us a couple more test dummies. Next up is the revolver speed loader, which I would not count the one that I'm holding right here. That's fine. So the revolver speed loader, it's such easy crafts. We get to pick a shader. We can get the Crescent Rose, the Hollow, the Regal, or the Vanguard. I'm going to take the, I think the Hollow, actually. Next up, they want us to make a bayonet, which requires an iron sword. There we go. And they're going to give us some epic shader grab bags and rare shader grab bags. And then next up, the amplifier electron tubes. These I actually wanted to craft in the past, if you recall. So I do want to use these. In fact, they require electrum coil blocks, which is MV wire coil. That's electrum wires. These are actually super expensive, by the way. Okay, so electrum wire. I've got electrum essence. There we go. We'll get a stack of that. And I'll tell you what, I'm just going to make this with the hammer because it'll be a lot quicker. So engineer's hammer and then shears. We'll go ahead and pound those out and then cut them down into electrum wire. Okay. Yeah, I remember when we came across that quest before, or not that quest, I was making the gun, right? And I didn't have nearly enough electrum for that. I didn't have nearly enough resources, period. Okay, so altogether we're going to need 16 MV wire coils. And I've already got, I think, 2. So there's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I still need 6 more of those. Wow. See, it's like 2 stacks of electrum. Okay, there's one of our electrum coil blocks. We're going to need 6 more MV wire. There we go. And then 1 more of these. And then our amplifier electron tubes. Okay. And we'll go ahead and turn that in. They're going to give us 64 file cartridges. And what those do, they allow us to apply... if we put them in right there, they are going to give our pistol electric damage. So... it actually doesn't show it on there, but yeah. That's what it does, is it does like electric damage on the pistol. And then the last quest for this, we need 64 armor-piercing cartridges. And then they talk about the different cartridge types. So I don't know... I have 46 at the moment. Which really, since I've got Constantine being farmed, making these is not difficult at all anymore. I'm going to need those empty casings, right? Okay, how about now? We get a choice reward. We are going to take the Dragon's Breath cartridges. Okay, so all that quest line is now done. Woot. Awesome. And basically that just kind of helps us kind of clean up some of these quest things that we haven't, haven't really got around to doing. So, okay. But anyways, I know it's about wrapping up point. Next episode, which I know this episode we kind of just did some Ars Magica and some Titans and then quest cleanup. Next episode, though, we are going to begin. Between episodes, I'm actually going to spend a bit of time trying to grind up some Ars Magica levels, because those are going to be very important for us moving forward as far as killing those titans and stuff. Next episode, I think, first up, as soon as we start, we are going to automate the Wither at long last, right? And then after that, we are going to turn our attention back to IC2 and continue working through that. We'll probably... there's like this little bit of quest line here. It's mainly solar panels and scanners type stuff. But we can easily get the power and stuff that we need for this. And what I'd like to get is the molecular thing, right? I'm not sure what it takes to craft that. The molecular transformers, advanced machine casings, EV transformers, MT cores. Wow. Okay. I'll tell you what we might do is this right here. That's probably what we're going to do, honestly. Since those give uncommon rune, or since we have uncommon runes, and I'm not really using them for that much at the moment. Because like flight, we've got flight. I mean, how many uncommon runes do we have? Because there is that one quest right there that I would love to turn in. We have 4. But I can also get those jetpacks from dungeoning, so I may just wait on that until I find one. I don't know. I'm going to give it some thought and we'll see. Because I want to go through and just double check all this and make sure there's nothing else that I really, really want out of here. I mean, I don't think there is, like, growth accelerators. I think we're at the point now where, for the most part, we're past the uncommon rune stage. I probably will get this because those are fairly expensive and that's actually a good deal, but the rest of the stuff really isn't. Red infinity orbs. That would probably be what I blow all my runes on otherwise. So that is the plan, I think. But yeah, so next episode, that's what we'll do, is IC2 and Wither automation. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, as always, be sure and hit that like button and go ahead and subscribe if you're not already, to stay up to date with when new videos come out. And I hope to see you guys next time. So until then, as always, do take care, stay safe, and I will see you guys then.